You are listening to Sherryl Blu on the Women's Health and Lifestyle Show.
That's right, you are, of course, listening to me, Sherryl Blu, on the Women's Health and Lifestyle Show. It is a Monday, between 9 and 10, as per usual, right here on Bang 103.6 FM. And I am, of course, joined by the lovely Jennifer Williams-Baffoe. That's a lovely name.
Thank you.
It's just the right, right amount for the mouth kind of thing. It really is.
Thank you.
So nice to have you, Jennifer, honestly.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we were just talking off air and we were just talking about being creative people. We won't leave them. Anyway, time is definitely running away. As I said to you, time flies by on this show.
It does.
Crazy.
I can't believe it.
Just over 20 minutes left of the show, so let's try and squeeze in a little bit more. We've spoken a bit about the Wilbaforce and what you do, and you were just about to talk about Wale Adeyemi.
I was. I don't know so much about the case, but we were talking about him, people copying and basically the fact that Wale was a smaller company and he took Gucci to court, and I think he did actually win that case. It was also to do with the graffiti writing, they're writing, they blatantly copied him, and it was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I just thought, how do you do that?
Order.
Yeah, I think he won. I think he did win.
I hope so.
Good on you, Wale.
Yeah.
I think he did win.
Because that was big.
It was huge. It was huge, and it's really disgusting. When you're a small fry, he's not small fry, but
at the time,
I just think it's really out of order, and I'm glad that he did what he did. Just that's out of order.
Showed him two fingers.
Exactly.
Is struggling out there to try and get yourself noticed, and then some big shot comes and makes your idea.
But it happens. I mean, there's this. Well, I don't really want to mention, but there's a TV program on at the moment, which is less said about it, the better. But
pile of put.
I don't think it's very factual. It's not factual, but anyway, it's called Material Girl. But there was a bit in there where someone, had copied her designs. It happens all the time, and it's horrible. It's really horrible.
But as he said,
but it happens.
It happens.
It just means that
you're on the right track. Well, this is it. It's like people won't talk about you, they won't steal from you unless it's worth talking or stealing from.
Exactly.
As hard as that is to swallow.
It is.
Okay, so author of the British Fashion Council's Designer Manufacturer Handbook.
Oh my goodness, you've been doing your research.
I have. That's another mouthful there, Jennifer.
That's an old book. My goodness. Yeah, years ago, that came off the back of a project I was doing with the British Fashion Council. Sourcing production for designers.
Right.
Very interesting job, which is kind of the reason, leads me to the reason why I don't like fashion shows. It's my job.
You've had bitter experience.
Well, no, I've just seen so many. It's just like, okay, how many size 6 dresses am I going to really fit into in my size 12 body?
We don't even want to go there with body size right now, Jennifer.
To be honest, basically what it was visiting a lot of shows and then looking at what was coming down the catwalk. I'm thinking, right, okay, which manufacturer is going to be able to make that? Which manufacturer is going to make that? It was a very interesting job. It was really, really good. Very tiring. Glamorous, but very tiresome job.
But how did that feel? I mean, you just mentioned that you're a size 12.
A healthy 12.
No, but Jennifer, that is to me, that's the perfect. 12, 14 would be the perfect. How did you feel when you're dealing daily with size 6? I mean,
do you know what? To be honest with you, I didn't care because I'm quite comfortable in the skin.
Thank you. I'm so glad because I'm sure there would be so many girls out there that if they had that same job, they'd feel the pressure to try and conform to that.
I think, and then also I was a slightly bigger. I think I didn't feel the pressure to be skinny because I just thought I haven't got the time. I really haven't.
Thank you.
I've got the energy to try and be skinny. Anyone who knows me knows that.
Enjoy to eat. Come on.
I love food.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Too right. No, I'm glad, and I think we need more people like that in the fashion industry that can actually show. Look, listen. You really don't need to. All right, if you want to prance up and down the catwalk, then you might have to conform.
Yeah.
But to be in the industry, you don't have to be stick thin.
No, you don't. Not at all. Not at all. That's a load of nonsense. I think it's kind of wrong, actually. I mean,
it's very wrong.
But what's happening now? If you're looking at the papers, they're showing a lot of size 16 models.
Yeah.
They're really trying to change it.
And
that's
trying to bring it in.
It should go back to how it was in the 50s. When women really were women.
Yeah, shapely, curvaceous.
Exactly, and that's what men like. So.
Exactly. You don't want to be rattling around with a bag of bones.
No, you don't. No, you
Come on
don't.
now. As much as guys like to, but really and truthfully, in the winter, bones aren't keeping you warm.
No, they're not. You need some meat on you.
Exactly.
You do.
Eat some food. All right, we digress. We need to get back to the Creative Cornucopia. I want people to understand exactly what this is all about. What was your inspiration?
Basically, what it was I was commissioned by the Camden Council to give business advice. I said, that's fine. I can sit down, do business plans. Wonderful, great. A bit boring. We need to get them in front of consumers. We need to get these people, directly to sell things. And I kind of said to them, look, why don't we do a concept pop-up shop and see how it goes? And they were like, yeah, okay. Love the idea, and I haven't looked back. But I've always wanted to do something like this. I've worked on lots of fashion shows, and the problem is you need an outlet to sell. It's all very well having it. Where are you going to sell it afterwards?
Exactly.
See? So, and it seems to be working really well. And it's not just fashion. I need to stress that. It's not just fashion. It's art. It's jewellery. We've got chocolates in there.
Ooh.
Tights. What else we got in there? We've got a bit furniture. How can I forget? The furniture is the key
a big
thing.
part of it, isn't it?
Massive. I'm working with a charity called Restore, which helps the homeless. And what we do is we sell on the furniture for them. And by way of doing that, they help me with props for the store. And it's very reasonable. It's sort of shabby chic furniture, retro furniture. Come down, have a look. It always changes. I never know what I'm going to get. There's some beautiful things in there. We've got a wonderful 4-poster bed in there, which hasn't gone yet. It's like 150 quid.
Oh my goodness. 150. I mean, you go to IKEA, you pay more than that.
Well, exactly. We've got
amazing.
Wonderful. One of the key things that's in there at the moment is one of the most expensive items is an old 60s, 70s gramophone. The ones with the padded interior. Do you remember when you played like a 12-inch 7-inch record, and we've got iPods now, back in the day.
That was,
it's got the little arm which, releases the second record. You know the one I'm talking about.
I know the one you're talking about.
It's caught a lot of people's eyes. It's like about £200 that one. Yeah. And
if you hold on to that for a few more years.
Well, if you bought it now, it's worth more than £200.
Jeez. You've just got to get the right person that knows about those kind of things.
We've had a few inquiries, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Someone's already sort of put some money down. But I mean, I get different things all the time. So
is it sort of like, do people just sort of bring things in on a daily basis?
Not to me, no. What happens is I work with the charity, and then I go in and I select all the furniture.
Right.
And then I sell it on for them. But I have an eye. I kind of like old retro stuff. Don't get me wrong, IKEA's okay sometimes, but I just kind of like the old stuff because it lasts longer.
And it's got that kind of quality about it.
That's right.
I don't think furniture's made the same way anymore.
It's not. And so, stuff is really beautiful. Really lovely stuff in there, kind of like an oldie, shabby chic sort of look. So it's working really well. It helps me, like I say, with the props within the store.
And that shabby chic is very now as well.
It is. And then you can buy everything in this store. You can buy the mannequins if you want to.
Wow.
You can offer a surprise. It's just really just sort of another way of recycling, really. Yeah.
I think it's an amazing idea,
Thank you.
I think it's it's very unique, and I think it's taken a while for someone to actually come up with something like that.
Well, I'm not the only person doing pop-up shops. There's pop-up shops everywhere. Lots of people are doing it, It's funny because we're actually across the road from Asian Provocateur, the lingerie company. They came in, they were like, oh, it's really interesting, blah, blah, blah. And I was like thinking, we're going to do a pop-up shop. So I was thinking, come along, nick some ideas. I didn't mind. I was just like, you remember what I said to you before?
That's what you're here for, yeah?
I didn't mind. I was kind of like, come in, Friday we're having some drinks, come over, chat to us, see what can be done, But they've got a budget to do something way outlandish. So.
Okay.
But I'm not the only person to do it. There's who else? Clark's has done it.
Clark Shoes?
Yeah, they've got like another brand called Terra Planner.
Okay.
And they have a pop-up shop in Spitalfields. Kath Kitson, she does Ditsy prints and she's got a pop-up shop. I mean, it's really useful to do for short-term lets.
Yes.
And then people sort of like, okay, quick, let's buy the stuff now because it's not going to be here in 2 weeks' time or a month's time. And
I was going to ask you about that, the fact that you use disused stores. That
low rent.
Yeah, it's low rent, but it also adds. It kind of moves in nicely, ties in nicely with the whole shabby chic as well.
It does. Well, before we were sort of just around the corner from Hatton Garden, we were in Tavistock Place, which is just around the corner from Marchmont Street, and that worked really well, And we did okay there, and it was snowing at that time. It was just before Christmas, and we seem to be doing really well where we are now. Yeah. Lunchtime gets really busy.
I think it is perfect. I mean, I've been down there. I've seen where you're located, and I think. Once you know where it is, it's one of those kind of shops you could probably pass, as you said, on lunch break and just think, what's that? Have a little,
Before us, there were some artists in there who've done some amazing things, but it's always that particular address is always going to be something creative,
right? So people would know to go there for that.
Yeah, I mean, okay. One of the things that we say is round and round London Creative Cornucopia goes. Where it will stop next, nobody knows. So yeah, that's one of the little tag sayings that we have. So I'm not sure where we're going to be next. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you're gonna. Well, I suppose it keeps moving, doesn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
And I do love the name Creative Cornucopia.
Yeah.
Cornucopia meaning abundance of creativity.
You really have been doing your
I
homework.
have. Come on now.